One of the people that I've been truly excited to meet this last year is you, Jewel.
Aww.
This is, you have no idea how this is like a dream come true for me. We have been...
Are you serious?
You have no idea.
Like celebrities and everything. I'm just little Jewel.
I know, but celebrities are all, celebrities, right? You are awesome because of the message of, your career, to me, is just what movies are made of. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Okay.
That's so touching.
No, it's the truth.
It's so. My heart is like pounding right now. It's so touching.
Well, I hope it's going to pound throughout the interview because you are one of 32 people that have made the Anoki List 2015. Yes!
I know. Woo!
So excited about that. And I don't know if you know about our process, but we go through a rigorous 8-month process where there are a ton of people involved in a nomination process. There are kind of internal and external nomination committee, and out of those 4 different people, I correct myself, came to us with your name.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I'm like, okay, first of all, that name is like super awesome. She must be some sort of a rock star. Yeah, she's got to be some sort of a rock star, some kind of like really cool chick with like loads of tattoos or something. I've got to check this out.
I do have tattoos actually.
Do you?
I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Well, I only have one. I've got some catching up to do, I think. So, so then I checked you out when they sent the information. I'm like, oh my God, this woman is a rock star. I just cannot wait to meet her.
I'm going to pinch myself.
No.
I'm going to pinch myself. This doesn't feel real.
No.
I feel like I'm in a dream.
It's totally going to be real because we're recording it all. So we'll have it forever.
Goodness.
So the great thing is that, over 80% of the nomination committee has to actually approve a person in order for them to make the Anoki list. We had 100% from our nomination committee where you're concerned. And the reason for this is, and I'll tell you why, okay? So you know why this is. Because, clearly we know your story. At 9 years old, you had quite the challenge to deal with. Not a challenge that most, children at 9 years old have to deal with, but you had to. Mm-hmm. But you took that and you actually spun that into a tremendous positive for all those people out there and all those girls and guys and just people in general who feel that when there is a certain challenge, right, that they feel could potentially hinder them from doing things that they want to do, isn't actually the truth.
Exactly.
Because in your case, you took that and you created a superhero out of this challenge, right? And 11 storybooks later. Do you know the number 11 in numerology is the number of angels?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you've done that many books.
So I'm an angel.
You are an angel, darling.
Oh my goodness.
You look like an angel. I'm telling you, it's right there. Can't you see it? I'm looking at it. It's like bright. I need my Dolce & Gabbana glasses just to sit here and talk to you. But I have to tell you on a serious note, what an ingenious idea. I mean, I don't know if anyone could have ever even thought about it. You think first that, of course somebody would have, done something like this before, but no one had.
Why didn't anyone beat me to it?
Because it was meant to be you, darling. It was meant to be you. So tell me how that came about for you, right? Clearly as a 9-year-old, girl, you didn't get to do a lot of things that a lot of 9-year-old girls or boys get to do. Mm-hmm. What was your mindset like during that time period? Because at the end of the day, when you're a child, you have the same things in life that you choose, that you have passions to do, right?
Well, when I was 9 years old, I can still remember the car accident.
Yes.
Ironically, we went to a book sale. My sister Megan and I went there and I was unsatisfied. I was like, you know what, Mom, they don't have good books here. And she's like, I'll take you to the mall. So on the way to the mall in Scarborough, Ontario, a car came and hit the side of my door, right? And my mom immediately turned around and said, are you guys okay? I didn't feel anything. I said, yeah, I'm fine. She looked outside her window, the car was gone. The person who had hit us was gone. It was
a hit and run.
Yeah, it was gone. And then I tried to get out of the car. I couldn't get out. So she gave a business card of my father's to someone walking by in the street. Someone called the ambulance. They had to cut me out of the car and drag me out. And by that time, somebody else came back saying that they were the driver. It changed my life. I mean, before that, I was doing cartwheels, I was doing somersaults, and I was running around and playing. I was taken to the hospital for sick children. Amazing hospital.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I went back and volunteered as an adult. It was the whole experience. It was very. It's weird, but it's kind of empowering because I realized that I don't need my mobility to be complete.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't need to be mobile to be complete.
Right.
I am who I am. I'm
say
a
that
human
again. Say that again. That is such a profound statement.
I don't need my mobility to be complete.
Yes, absolutely. And so many people who have their mobility are incomplete.
They
right?
are.
Right?
Yeah. I have a caregiver who comes 40 hours a week. Her name is Sue. And she always says to me, you know, Jewel, disabled is an ugly word. And I asked her one day, I go, why do you always say that?
Yeah.
She says, because everyone in the world is disabled. You know, you can make jewelry, you can write, you can do a lot of different things. And I can't. Does that make me disabled? Right?
She got a point.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. So when was that moment that, you know, you decided that you wanted to do this for a living, which was to author your own books and children's books and have a superhero? That literally was you. So how did that all come about? I'm so intrigued
I'll
with this.
start with the books.
Okay.
Okay. So I was married to somebody else, now married to Alan.
Yes.
And when my marriage dissolved of 10 years, I came back home. And I was broken hearted. Like my heart was was shattered in a million pieces.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was because I got married at 18, right? I eloped.
Right.
And
Why, look at you. You're such a Bollywood story. I love it. Like eloping is happening and wow.
Jumping out of the car back then too. So anyway, I was really brokenhearted, and my mom one day looked at me and she said, you know, what do you want to do with your life? You should be independent, right? And right away I said, I want to be a children's author. And she didn't laugh, she didn't say anything. And instead she said, you know, find courses and I'll pay for them. So I went to George Brown College,
Yeah.
amazing school.
Yes.
And I took courses there, developed some manuscripts and things like that. But after leaving, I sent out Cinderella's Magical Wheelchair, which was, it's still my favorite story.
Yes.
It wasn't grabbed by publishers.
Yeah.
I mean, I knocked on
You sent,
doors.
yeah, I heard your
people.
story. Yeah, yeah.
100 people,
Yeah.
all over North America. I didn't
Wow.
skip anybody. And it was just rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection.
What did they say?
Well, one person actually said to me, you know, Julie, you're wasting your time. You're so talented, and you're wasting your time writing about disabilities.
Oh,
Exactly.
you got that?
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't initially accepted, but my first book, Reena's Bollywood Dream, a story
Yes.
about sexual abuse,
Yes.
that was picked up within 48 hours.
Wow. Why did they say that this was of interest to them? What was it about that story?
I think it was the fact that, first of all, it's the first in South Asian story about sexual abuse told in a picture book format.
Right.
Which I don't understand why no one beat me to that as well. I'm not exactly sure what attracted them to my story, but they picked it up. He picked it up right away. It's a very touching story. It's about a little girl who wants to be a Bollywood star, and her uncle takes advantage of her.
Oh.
Yeah, but in the end, her family and her come through, and she's a winner.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is?
You're never a victim. Victim is an ugly word.
Yes.
You're a survivor.
Yes.
You can do anything you want to do. You can be anybody you want to be.
Yes.
And you don't need anyone's help.
Why did you decide to hone in on children?
Well, children are the future, right? Take a moment of their time and teach them a value, and they can walk away or wheel away knowing that the world can be good, and
Yes.
they can learn a valuable lesson through my books. It's riveting. It's like, wow, you know, I've done something. I've made my mark.
Right.
I mean, children, they're so sweet. They're real angels.
Yes, I do agree with you.
Do you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
real angels. And to write for them is an honor.
You know, you've won awards, you've won literary awards, and you're such a celebrated author within your genre. I don't think there's anyone within your genre of authoring that has actually accomplished what you have. You know, and how does that make you feel? I mean, I got a feeling that you don't really look at it from that perspective, but I'm going to take you there. How does that feel?
It's humbling. I mean, when I first started writing, I never did it for the awards. I never did it to, be on the front page of the Toronto Star. I never did it for anything like that. I wrote it because I wanted to tell a story.
Yes.
I mean, I wish I could sit here and tell you that I knew I wanted to be a writer since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I was writing manuscripts with crayons and stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously I was not. I started much later. But yeah, it's just, it's a wonderful feeling. It's wonderful.
So talk to me about what you're planning on doing in the future with authoring. Are you going to continue on your journey and path with children's books? Are you looking at perhaps maybe writing some authored fiction for some of us grown-ups too? I got a feeling that would be an interesting read.
Well, when I was in university, I actually won a scholarship through Harlequin, the romance publisher. Those racy books.
Right one.
I've always wanted to do it, but my attention span is really short, right? It takes a special gift to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I do have 2 more books coming out this year called Jenny and Her Dog, both fight cancer.
Okay.
It's a very interesting story because a little girl named Jenny has cancer, obviously, and so does her dog. And they both undergo chemotherapy at the same time.
Oh my God, I love it. I need every one of your books.
I will. I'll send them to you.
I'm telling you, I want every one of your books. Just what great ideas. And the fact that this is really great because it's not just a little girl that you're telling a story of, but it's the journey between her and her best pal, which is her dog, right? And his journey with her. That's a very different angle.
Yeah.
Right, in telling that story, but one that tells me that you really do understand the psyche of children.
Literally when I write a book, I feel like I know the characters. They become like real people. And it's almost like method acting, but for writers, I kind of like go into the mind of a child.
Yes.
And I become that kid. And I enter their world and I think like them and I become like them and I taste food like them.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
and
I do.
It's like you escape. And part of the reason why I think I attribute my success to is the pain I go through. Because I'm always trying to escape my body.
Right.
It's constantly, it's like fireworks that are like shooting through my leg. And it's so painful. It's so, like I take strong medications.
Yeah.
I've gone through like countless physiotherapy. I've done like surgeries on my leg. But I mean, something I have to accept.
Yes.
And life goes on.
Yes.
And I think the word can't is the worst word out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can be anybody you want to be. You can reach for the stars, even if it means doing it differently.
Yes. And doing it differently is so much more exciting and
It
interesting.
is. It's
right?
more exotic.
Absolutely, just like you. So tell me also about, Archie. Comics as well. I mean, when I read that, I'm thinking that, whoa, okay, that's a whole different angle. How did that all come about?
Well, I wrote a comic strip called Disabled Princess. It's actually a graphic novel about my life.
Okay.
So everyone in it is real. So there's my mom, my dad, my dogs, my husband, everybody. So I was at Toronto's Fan Expo promoting that, and I found out Dan Parent was there. And Dan Parent is a big time creator at Archie Comics. So I wheeled up to him. And I was like, why isn't there a character with a disability? How is that possible? And he didn't have an answer for me right away. He was startled.
Yes.
And he was like, And then he gave me his contact information, and we started communicating, and I started giving him ideas and things like that. But I never, ever truthfully thought he would base the character, like it was inspired by me.
What would you like to be able to accomplish that you haven't yet accomplished?
Honestly, I want to be in the Canadian Disability Hall of Fame. That's my dream, and somebody has to nominate me. I was nominated a while back by Joanne Smith, who's my hero. She's actually in there already, and she's a paraplegic. She's like Cinderella herself. She's an amazing woman. But at the time, I don't think I was ready. I wasn't as accomplished. Right. So maybe now.
No, it's happening for you, girlfriend. That's already in the bag.
Oh, I hope so.
That's already in the bag because who's got your profile? Big question that I want to ask you before we close out is you are clearly a role model for many people. I'm listening to your story, and you're like a role model to me as a woman.
Thank
as
you.
a woman that has made a decision that there's a certain way she wants to live her life, and you've figured out how you're going to accomplish that, and you're living proof of that. That to me is a massive accomplishment that, you know, is the greatest success story of, you know, the human journey. On that note, all those children out there that are potentially going through any kind of challenge, it doesn't have to be disability, because disability, as you mentioned at the beginning of the interview, is a you know, is a word that could be applied to anything that we're going through in life, right? What would you say to any kids out there that feel that they can't do something because of something?
Well, first of all, I want them to look at me and my journey. I've overcome anorexia, divorce, sexual abuse, a car accident, depression, and I'm still here. I'm still smiling. And the most important thing is to smile and believe in yourself. Nobody can take away your inner power. It doesn't matter if you lose your house in a fire. It doesn't matter if you're hit by a truck. I mean, as long as your mind works, you have the ability to smile and keep trudging forward. And believing in yourself is so, so, so important. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else can do it for you.
Yeah, I agree
and
with that.
hard work is very important. I mean, if you don't work hard, you won't get noticed.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You won't get noticed.
Trust me, I know what you mean. Trust me, I know what you mean.
And you have to make your mark, and goal setting is very important.
Yes.
You know, to have goals, you can't just sit there and say, one day I will do this, or one day I hope to achieve this dream. Inch by inch, go for it. Do it. You know, if you want to be a writer, write every single day.
Right.
Even if it's for 5 minutes, but the more you do something, the more you hone your skills,
Yes.
right? The better you become at something. And, you know, before you know it, you'll reach the finish line.
Well, you've definitely reached many finish lines that a lot of people haven't accomplished, and I kind of feel like you're only kind of getting started.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much more that you're going to be putting out there in this big wide world and shining your bright light on.
My halo.
Absolutely. And I am very, very appreciative that we had the opportunity to chat. And I am looking forward to the next time you're going to come and chat with me.
Thank you.
About whatever else it is that's
Come knocking on
magnificent
your
in your
door.
world. I can't wait. You better be banging that door down, lady. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you,
time.
honey.
Adore you.
Thank you.